evening, dignitaries, special guests, and my friends from Commonwealth. Welcome to the India Commonwealth Trade Meet. His Excellency Mr. Mustafa Jawara from the Republic of the Gambia, and His Excellency Mr. Thabang Linus from the Kingdom of Lesotho, Advocate Jose Thetial, former Minister of Kerala, Mrs. Jane Varghese, Mr. Varghese, the Trade Commissioner of the India Commonwealth Trade Council. I would like to, invite the excellencies and all the dignitaries to light the lamp and start the evening. Can I please request you all to stand as we play India's national anthem?
Jana Gana Mana Adhinayak Jaya He Bharat Bhagya Vidhata Punjab Sindh Gujarat Maratha Dravida Utkala Vanga Vindhya Himachala Yamuna Ganga Uchchala Jaladhi Taranga तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे Jaya 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 He.
In recent years, India's engagement with the Commonwealth has witnessed a renewed focus on the trade and investment and technological collaborations and more. Indian Economic Trade Organization and India Commonwealth Trade Council also attended the Commonwealth Forum in Rwanda in May 22. On this note, I would like the President of Indian Economic Trade Organization, Dr. Iqbal, to please come and set the theme for the evening.
Thank you so much, Excellencies. Once again, I would like to welcome you to this beautiful city of Kochi in Kerala, and your role being played for the bilateral, multilateral trade between India and your nations, which are an important part of the Commonwealth. Since the London Declaration of 1949, which established the Commonwealth, India has held a very pivotal position as voluntary association of 54 independent sovereign states. It was India's decision in 1948 as a newly independent republic to remain in the Commonwealth, which influenced other Asian and African countries to join the organization. And this opened the era of modern Commonwealth. Since then, it was firmly established that joining the Commonwealth no necessarily involved continuing allegiance to the British Crown. At the same time, the word British was dropped from the association's title to reflect the Commonwealth's changing character. And this is very evident from the fact that India has been working very actively with all the Commonwealth nations and with the United Kingdom, of course.
We, as a token of appreciation and gratitude, we would like to present souvenirs to our esteemed guests. And these souvenirs will serve as a symbol of the bonds that we forged over the years and the enduring relationships that we seek to build. May I please invite Dr. Varghese Moolan to present the souvenirs?
I would like to thank the Indian Economic Trade Organization for inviting the government of Malawi through the High Commission in New Delhi, where I'm the representative of the Republic of Malawi, to come to this auspicious occasion. Furthermore, I've been requested to be given an opportunity to speak on the role of Commonwealth in helping Malawi to review and design a national export strategy, which we have in my country. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, before I proceed speaking on this stated theme, allow me to give you a brief profile of Malawi. Because when I travel around India and all the countries that I'm accredited to, seems like you don't know where Malawi is, because people think Africa is one. Yes, as a continent is of Africa is a continent, but there are so many countries in Africa. And I come from Malawi, the home heart of Africa, located in southeastern Africa. It is bordered by Mozambique on the east, southwest by Tanzania, and the northeast Zambia on the west and northwest. Lilongwe is the administrative capital of Malawi, which was established after we got our independence in 1964. So it was a complete bush, and the then first president decided to move the capital from Zomba, which was in the southern part of Malawi, and we had been ruled as a protectorate by the British for over a century, 100 years. Malawi has a democratic system of government that emanates since 1964 when we got our independence. It is one of the most peaceful countries in Africa because we have never seen war. We have never seen violence. And that speaks volumes, because if you want to invest in any country, the most useful thing is a peaceful environment to conduct business and investment. It has a population of 22 million only, and 80% of them live in rural areas, so they are subsistence farmers and a few commercial farmers. But the country is naturally endowed with natural resources that are unique, such as rare earths, elements, uranium, coal, bauxite, gold, gypsum, and just a few months ago, an Australian company discovered ruptile. And that ruptile is around 50 kilometers away from the administrative capital. It's the largest ruptile deposits are found in my country.
It is an immense honor and a privilege to grace this great occasion, the India Commonwealth Trade Council, India Commonwealth Trade Conference here in Kochi, Kerala. I must first admit that the Kerala hospitality is unique. There is nothing like it. We love it, and we also appreciate it dearly. We almost wanted to return to Delhi last night because the hospitality was overwhelming. The food was delicious, it was excellent. And today also we had a very good lunch, and we had a ride on the lake. Is that the Star Lake? It was fabulous. We appreciate all of it. My topic today would be the Gambia's relationship with the Commonwealth. After the Gambia quit the Commonwealth in 2013 and then rejoined in 2018, what benefits have Gambia achieved from Commonwealth? But before I do that, I must also give you a background of the Gambia's relationship with this great country, India. The Gambia attained independence in 1965. That marked the beginning of the bilateral relationship between the Gambia and India. In fact, during our independence anniversary celebration, the then Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Singh, attended that ceremony on behalf of the government of India. And from that time, all the way to today, our relationship has grown and is very impressive. The symbol of the Gambian democracy, that is the National Assembly, was built through an LOC from your government.
Let me briefly tell you about my country, the Kingdom of Lesotho, also known as the Kingdom in the Sky, or the Roof of Africa, or the Switzerland of Africa, because of her high altitude. Lesotho is the southmost, small, least developed, landlocked African state that sits at the center of the Republic of South Africa with a population of 2.4 million people. The Kingdom of Lesotho has the highest, lowest point of any country in the world, making her the highest country in the world, with a beautiful scenery for outdoor life, snow in winter for skiing, 0% carbon print, and a plethora of benefits for good health. We are 1,400 meters above sea level. That is our lowest point. And I believe you know that your lowest point is 2 meters below sea level. And I always encourage people around here that if you visit Lesotho and spend 1 week in Lesotho, your age will be reduced by 1 year. Given the atmosphere, given the air that will be breathing in Lesotho, we are good for cardiovascular health. Lesotho exports the following. We have big stones of diamonds, which unfortunately is exported raw. So we are looking for investors into opening more mines of diamonds in Lesotho and cutting and polishing of diamonds, because unfortunately we lose a lot of money because we export our diamonds raw. We also have plenty of pure water. Our water requires very little treatment. So we export bulk water to South Africa through tunnels. We have built huge dams in Lesotho through which we supply South Africa with water. So this water is also good for bottling. I have drunk water here in India, and the water that comes closer to our water in Lesotho is the water from the Himalaya.
For his, for his contribution to the India-Lesotho relations.
To be on this dais today as the Trade Commissioner of Commonwealth nations. And first of all, I thank the Excellencies for bestowing me the post as the Commissioner, Trade Commissioner of Commonwealth. And I would like to especially thank Dr. Asif for coordinating all these procedures. As we know, now it is more than 75 years or 70 years, maybe 45 years, anyhow, minimum 50 years, that all these 54 Commonwealth countries have gained freedom from the British. As we know, what is Commonwealth? The countries which were once colonized for hundreds of years by the British and other European countries. There are so many opposite reactions for that, just bringing down the progress of each country, inhibiting the development of each nation, annihilating the culture of that country. 54 countries like that. But there are some positive points and positive aspects that all these countries use together. We can take, for instance, India. Before the British came, there were more than 250 small territories which were fighting each other. And the social apartheid, religious apartheid was huge, had a huge impact on the development of mindset of each person. In India also, lithium in Kashmir and in Rajasthan and Karnataka, recently we found the potential. That is just starting only. And uranium, one of the excellencies was talking, uranium, gold, so many valuable resources available. Still, hundreds of elements still not tapped adequately. So what we can do is that, especially as the Keralites, we know more than 4 million Keralites are working or doing business in various countries. And many of those Keralites are working in their countries also. And some of their friends have come here who are the businessmen from there. So what we can do is that the potential what is available, the resources available in those countries, the funds available in other countries, the manpower available in other countries, the technology for that, some available with some countries. These all could be coordinated in the most versatile way. That is the way any country can develop. We can develop not individually, because day after day, our globe is shrinking to be a global village through the communication, latest internet media. So before 50 years, to go to USA was something unimaginable. Even from Kerala to Bombay or Delhi, it was very difficult. Once they go, after 3 days only they get some information. If they send one letter, it will take at least 1 week to reach. Now, if they move their finger in USA, Australia, in Africa, any country, that second, it will, the split of a second, that will come all over the world. The technology has gone up like that. Once again, I would like to thank their excellencies and Dr. Asif for bringing to me to this venue. Next, I would like to move to the production of rocketry cinema. It was released last year, last July, and last May, it was premiered in Cannes Film Festival, where the rocketry film was the first in grade among all the films that from all over the world which were premiered there. Afterwards, it in nearly more than 4,000 theaters. It was released during last July. Now it is 1 year. Much above our expectation had the viewership gone up. Because the theme of that film, you know Nambi Narayanan, the great scientist of India. He was to be here, but he had agreed to come till yesterday. But tomorrow, as you know, tomorrow, the Chandrayaan 3, which is landing in moon, is utilizing the liquid propulsion engine Vigas, which was developed by Nambi Narayanan, the great scientist. So he had to go there to Bangalore to control all those operations, so he could not come over today. In his absence, I appreciate him. I thank him to allow me to be a part of his biopic film. Almighty is always before us. There are so many struggles in our life, but the more struggles came, the stronger our wings became. That is why we can stand here with a strong heart, strong hands, and confidence. Thank you. Thank you all.
I'm not here to speak statistics. I'm not here to go into the details. I'm just here to make everybody understand what we are trying to do here with a small story. In a world where human brains are being replaced by artificial intelligence, chatbot, I'm just a girl who is chasing agriculture to derive sustainable education that can lead us to improve healthcare and that can drive us to live a better life, better quality life. Because I believe in strengthening our roots before we go further. We all want democracy. We all want development. What is development? I would like to share a small story. This is the story of my personal experience I had when I visited one of the Commonwealth country. I met a boy, let's call him Mike. Mike can't speak, Mike is physically disabled, Mike is completely cut out to communicate with the world. It took 17 years to get a technology to him, which is called Toby. It's an eye tracking device where Mike could just look at the computer and it starts typing. I think some of you here knows what Toby eye tracking device is here about.
I represent Myanmar in Chennai. As you all know that India and Myanmar enjoys a very strong and dynamic relationship and relations too. And this is the 75th year and where we are celebrating the 75th year of India-Myanmar bilateral relations all over India. By keeping this in mind, we are starting India-Myanmar Friendship Association all over India in order to strengthen the people-to-people contact between India and Myanmar. As you all know that India and Myanmar bilateral relations are strengthened And it is getting done, it is getting determined by 5B, namely. When I say 5B, it means the first B is Buddhism, the second B is Bollywood, the third B is Burmese teak, the fourth one is Buddhism, and like that, there's 5 Bs, in fact, promotes the bilateral relations between India and Myanmar. And Myanmar, you all know, it is the gateway for ASEAN countries, and not only a gateway to ASEAN countries, it connects South Asia and Southeast Asia.